I'll give Ubisoft this at least. Watch Dogs is a new IP, and in an industry wallowing in crippling fear of anything remotely fucking new, that's impressive on its own terms, even if the game is a new IP in name only. In actuality, whether it's the driving heavy open world cover-based crime drama of Grand Theft Auto, the free-running parkour of Assassin's Creed, or the online PvP world invasion of Demon's Souls, there ain't a line of fucking code in this ever-loving game that can be credibly construed as new. For a title being fallaciously touted as the first true next-gen experience, Watch Dogs sure as shit comes across as a slapdash Frankenstein hybrid of a half-dozen games whose only shared attribute is that they are without exception old enough to be cheated on by Ashton Kutcher, and the last-gen affectations are far from reserved for the derivative gameplay. Even on its lead platforms of PS4 and PC, Watch Dogs is awash in prohibitively compressed textures, streamlined polycounts on character meshes, and not one fucking phylum of plant life that isn't a tree that can boast even the most rudimentary fucking collision detection. Oh, what's that? Need to sprint through a flower bed? Yeah, well, flip a fucking coin, pal, because depending on how the game designers were feeling that day, there's a 50-50 chance those bushes are either a brick wall or a fucking ghost. And that might seem a quibbling item of minutia to complain about, but these are the sort of advancements that would have signified the arrival of the first true next-gen experience. But instead of a bold step forward for Ubisoft and gaming at large, Watch Dogs is yet another AAA tech demo holding pattern haphazardly cobbled together out of parts from other AAA tech demo holding patterns. Instead of being the game that single-handedly legitimizes the supremacy and utility of PS4 hardware, we get a game that I wouldn't be at all surprised to see running on an original fucking Xbox. In theory, this game has more hacks than Jimmy Fallon's writing staff. In practice, hacking is useful in the same way that PewDiePie is insightful. You mean to tell me the Deus Ex Human Revolution, a game that is in no way, shape, or form to be construed as being about hacking, features an in-depth, surprisingly strategic computer hacking minigame? But Watch Dogs, a game whose transparent and exploitative ambition is to sloppily service every solitary anonymous is Legion douchebag in a fedora and a Cheeto cake Guy Fawkes mask, features the wildly complex act of push X to hack? You literally built your entire game and the accompanying obnoxious advertising campaign around the theoretically innumerable applications of this singular feature, a mechanic that is quite literally the lone distinguishing attribute that differentiates this slapdash shitfest from being a glorified Grand Theft Auto clone, and yet it all boils down to moving some fucking pipes around and depressing the square button? Fuck right off, Ubisoft. Look, it's not exactly privileged information that I happen to love, stealth. Hell, I can even excuse transparently tacked on stealth mechanics. I love Morrowind, and that game's stealth was slapped together in an afternoon with crazy glue, chewing gum, and turds. But Morrowind is a game that offers far more than a lobotomized stealth minigame. It's a game where subpar combat and subpar stealth are made excusable by the fact that they lend depth to the game's true strengths: role-playing, customization, and exploration. Watch Dogs? Yeah, Watch Dogs is a driving, shooting, hacking, and sneaking game. That is literally it, which is why when the game's shooting is more cover-based than the Battle of the Somme, when the mere act of accelerating a vehicle kicks so hard in a Michael Bay shaky cam the pre-order bonus is a bottle of fucking Dramamine, when the hacking system is thinner than Yves Guillemot's hair, proportionately shitty stealth mechanics become an unforgivable affront. As for the story, yeah, what fucking story? Oh, you mean the thing the game designers give such a phenomenal shit about that they force the player to take an extended break from it to play online, literally writing their ham-fisted multiplayer into the story? Oh, that fucking narrative? Now, mind you, a story about hackers in a world run by a supercomputer could have worked. All it needed was some early 90s CGI and one of Angelina Jolie's nipples. But the Odyssean saga of Captain Charisma and Miley Cyrus's ongoing quest to exchange sexually frustrated glances in parking garages, yeah, we probably could have given that one the old passeroo without losing the framework for the next great American novel. Gratingly naive doesn't even begin to characterize Ubisoft's Disney Channel depiction of the hacktivist subculture. Not to mention how hard it is to ascribe nobility to an asshole who, on the way to chase down a street mugger, simultaneously empties the bank accounts of 12 fucking cancer patients. There's that Robin Hood spirit. Maybe raise some revenue for the merry men by pimping Maid Marian out to Guy of Gisborne. Work for Lindsay Lohan's parents. If you simply must own an open-world crime drama with dogs in the title, yeah, go ahead and do yourself a solid. Swap the watch out with sleeping and save yourself $50 goddamn in one metric assload of unfulfilled hype. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
bad boy 17?
Clara.
Clara.
Line.
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 You don't look 17.
We needed a face-to-face for this. You wanted dead sex, Max?
Line. Line.
I do not know what is going on.
They do all their
We can.
Yeah, right.
And then.
Okay, no, that's...
And they don't know.
Great, no.
Maybe I can.
What if...
Oh, you stole it.
If
Alright,
it,
yeah,
is it...
that's cool.
No, really, it's about... Line.